Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing my March setup. It is a little bit late, but it did take me some time to make all the pieces, wait for them to dry, copious amounts of layers. So I am using a craft colored paper pad from Archer and Olive, some Winsor Newton black ink, my usual fine line pens, a couple of miscellaneous paintbrushes, my jar of very concentrated coffee. Well, it's not super concentrated. I started off with tea and it wasn't quite giving the desired effect. It wasn't quite dark enough, so I switched to coffee to get the staining. And the vibe we are going for this month is, for me, it's D&D-ish. It's old lost journal. You found some journal pages and you've kind of put it back together, kind of using rushed, almost doctorish chicken scratch kind of writing to help simulate that, so things aren't super neat. It's very much trust the process kind of setup. It goes through its ugly moments. So here we're just starting with the March cover page, and you will soon see what I mean by trust the process. There was a lot of, it took me I think about 3 days to make all of the little bits that I'm sticking in. So all I did was kind of rip out the sizes that I wanted. I measured them all up and then painted the edges with tea originally, which you just saw, but it wasn't quite dark enough. So I switched to coffee, and there's about 3 or 4 layers on each of the cutouts. Apologies, I've not moved my phone away. Now I've lost my train of thought, obviously. But yeah, it's very ink splotchy, tea stained, coffee stained. This is some old parchment that's been found kind of vibe. And this is where it's, trust the process. It's gonna look ugly before it looks better. And then here I'm scribbling, so to speak. I'm not actually writing any words, but it's just to kind of simulate that this is old, used parchment paper from somewhere. Now on to the habit tracker, which I have reduced for this month. And I'm just using a normal glue stick to put these in. Unfortunately, partway through my glue stick does run out, so I have to switch to my little double-sided sticky tape glue papermate thing. I can't remember what they're called. I'm using my stamp for all the dates. Just sort of layering up, trying not to saturate the pages too much in one go. These are thick pages. If you've used an Archer and Olive, you know. But I still didn't want to overdo it. It's not watercolor paper. And just using my jar lid to stop the pages touching because they're still slightly damp, and it'd already taken me enough time to make all these little bits, and I was trying to be efficient with my time. If you'd like me to do a short video on exactly how I made these little cutouts, rip-outs that I did, do let me know. I will happily do that for you. Here's me forgetting exactly what habits I'm trying to track and having an utter mind blank. Did oversaturate this page slightly, so I'm just going in with a paper towel to absorb some of the extra. And I did find just kind of blotting things out with your finger actually creates quite a good effect, so no fancy tools required here. This month I'm including a brain dump page, just because I have a lot of thoughts that I need to put somewhere. A lot of things that I may or may not want to do, or crochet ideas and things like that. So here we are on to the first week setup. It's me starting to run out of my glue stick, which I'm waiting for another one to come in the post soon. Because it's just a little bit better at sticking these little things together so the edges aren't lifting. And there we go, the glue stick has now died. The main reason I've done a lot of the ink with the paintbrush is I wanted to give that sort of bit of more of an old school vibe. That I'm using ink, but I don't own any kind of dip fountain pens or anything like that. So paintbrush was the best I had. And then just trying to kind of, in somewhat kind of cursive-ish writing, kind of scroll the dates on and things. And here I realised I missed a page. I missed my dates, to-dos, birthdays, events page, so I've gone back to do that because these little bits of paper were hiding from me and I forgot about them. This setup is definitely fun to do. There's no need to be neat. The messier the better. And I really enjoyed making this one. I completely blanked what that last box is supposed to be, and it was Goal's box. And I thought I would just show the second week as well, as the first page isn't quite a full week, and then I do cut out the rest of the weeks so you don't have to watch the same thing over and over again. But as convenient as these little tape things are, they're not very precise. And they're a little bit tricky. So I've just coffee stained the background like I did on the others. Now we're doing some scrawly, cursive-ish writing. Now we're on to my journal pages. I'm still sticking with that. I'm doing very well. I'm quite proud of myself. So I did it a little bit different than the last one. So I wanted you to be able to see the little scrawly marks. They weren't showing up too well on the overhead camera, and you can get a better look at all of the tea and coffee staining and ink splotches. I did try to do an image stabilization on this in Premiere Pro, but it just gets weird. And I'm really happy with how this turned out. This has made my journal somewhat thicker. So just bear that in mind if you're considering doing anything similar. So thank you for everyone who has watched all this way through. There is some bonus kitty cat footage of my lovely cat Opal at the end. But thank you so much for watching. Please do leave any comments, suggestions, feedback down below. And I will see you all in the next one.